Welcome to this class. In today's lesson, we will be looking at fractions, decimals, and percentages. So get ready. In this lesson, you'll be taught how to express parts of a whole in different ways. That is, fractions, decimals, and percentages. Also learn how fractions, decimals, and percentages relate to each other. Let's go. Now let's see what fractions are again. Let's remind ourselves. Fractions represent the ratio of the parts of a whole, not the whole quantity. Now, fraction is used to express portion of food and describe time. That is, you can say half an hour or quarter hour. See that? Now let's look at decimals. Decimals are ways to express fractions whose denominators are powers of 10. That is, we can have 2 over 10, 2 over 100, 2 over 1000, and so on and so on. It can be seen on currencies and measuring devices. That is 10 naira, 100 naira, 1000 naira, just like that. And let's talk about percentages. Percentages describe the ratio of a part of 100. We're talking about 100, then percentages come in. It is often used in telling discounts and phone batteries. I'm sure you have seen it in phone batteries, just like that. So that is how percentages come in different aspects. Now let's see how to convert fractions, decimals, and percentages, converting from one to another. It's easy. Let's start. Before then, let's talk about how fractions are converted to decimals and from decimals to percentages. That is, before we start taking examples. Now, to convert from fractions to decimals, you divide the numerator by the denominator. You divide the numerator by the denominator. That is 2 over 5, for example, is 2 divided by 5. So when you divide 2 by 5, you have 0.4. This we will take, treat very well in our subsequent examples. Converting decimals to percentages, what do you do? Multiply by 100. So if you want to convert from decimal to percentage, or from fractions to percentage also, just multiply by 100. For example, 0.4 can be converted to percentage by multiplying by 100. All you need to do is to shift to your right 2 times, because we have 2 zeros in 100. 2 times, and that gives us 40%. See it in details in our examples. Let's see how to reverse back. That is, from percentage to decimals and decimals to fractions. How do you reverse back? Now, to convert from percentage to decimal, divide by 100. That is, for example, you have 20% is 20 over 100. So you divide by the denominator, which is the 100. You remove the percentage symbol and divide. To convert decimals to fractions, put the number on the numerator and the power of 10 on the denominator. Then simplify. As simple as that. You do that, you convert decimals to fraction. That is, you reduce to the lowest term. That is what we mean by simplify. Now let's see, for example, what I just said. Let's demonstrate it. We have 65%. 65% means 65 over 100. That is 65 divided by 100. So simply shift to your left 2 times. You have 0.05. Then to convert the decimal, which is 0.65, which is 0.65 to a fraction, base it over 100. That's exactly what we're talking about. Since you have 2 digits after the point, that is, after the point you have 65, 2 digits, so it's 65 over 100. Reduce to the lowest term. 5 into 65 is 13. 5 into 100 is 20. I've converted to fraction. So you can see you can actually reverse the system. So fractions, decimals, and percentages are related. They all talk about the parts of a whole. The parts of a whole. This is a tip. When you do that, count the decimal places. That will be the number of zeros, like I said. So you count decimal places, you now know what to put under. As simple as that, and reduce to the lowest term. Hope you got that. Now let's look at the place values of decimal numbers. The place values of decimal numbers are usually found or calculated after the decimal points. Now take for example the digits 4.325. The place value of the 3 there is 10th, th, and the place value of the 2 is 100th, and the place value of the 5 is 1000th. Now to calculate the value of the 3 there, you multiply the 3 by its place value. That is, the answer is 0.3. That's the value of the 3, and the value of the 2 is 0.02, and the value of the 5 is 0.005. It goes on like that. Let's take an example on addition and subtraction of decimals. For example, we have 14.6 plus 1.2 minus 3.44. Now what you do is to first of all do the addition, and to do the addition you align the numbers carefully according to their decimal points. Like this, we have 14.6 and 1.2. So you add 6 plus 2 is 8, 1 plus 4 is 5, and you have the 1. Then you cannot subtract. Don't forget decimal point is here. You cannot subtract the 3.44. So you fill the remaining space with 0. You start the subtraction. Borrow 1 from the 8, which is 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. The left is 7. 7 minus 4 is 3. 0.5 minus 3 is 2. And you have 1. That's the answer. As easy as that. So when you're subtracting or you're adding decimal numbers, you must align them according to their decimal points. Let's see how to convert from fractions to decimals. fractions to decimals. Let's take, for example, you have 2 over 5. You know, it means 2 divided by 5. All you need to do is just divide as usual. You know, 5 into 2 cannot put on 0, and add 0. 5 into 20 is 4. 4 times 5, 20. Now you have converted the fraction to decimal. So to convert fraction to decimal, you divide by the denominator. You divide by the denominator. But if it is a multiple of, 10, for example, 2 over 10, to do this is to, shift to the left depending on the number of zeros. So 2 over 10 is equal to 0.2. Just shift to the left like this, so you have 0.2. How do you convert decimals back to fraction? Let's see an example. For example, you have 0.6, a decimal fraction. To do this, you base the number over 10 depending on the number of decimal places. You have one decimal place that is a digit after the point, therefore it's going to be 6 over 10, multiples of 10, 6 over 10. Reduce this, 2 here 3, 2 here 5, so you have 3 over 5. Assuming you have 0.25, what do you think it will be? Yes, it's going to be 25 over 100. Why? Because we have 2 digits after the decimal point, so it's going to be 100. So if you have 3 digits, it's going to be 1,000, 4 digits, 10,000, goes on and on. So reduce this, you're going to have 5 here 5, 5 here 20, 5 here 1, 5 here 4. So we have our answer as 1 over 4. Converting fractions to percentages. To convert fractions to percentages, you multiply by 100. For example, you have 2 over 5 also to be converted to a percentage. All you need to do is to multiply by 100. That is over 1. So 5 here 1, 5 here 20. So 2 times the 20 is 40%. You just converted the fraction over 5 to percentage. How do you convert percentages back to fractions? To do this, you divide by 100. Okay, let's take, for example, you have 60%. 60% means 60 over 100. Okay, so percentage means over 100. So you reduce the fraction to its lowest term. 2 here 3, 2 here 5. So our answer is 3 over 5. So to convert percentages to fractions, you divide by 100, you reduce to the lowest term. Reduce to the lowest term. Can you try this out? Do this. 80%. How do you convert 80%? Try this out. Alright, let's do it together. You have 80 over 100. So you reduce to the lowest term. 2 here 4, 2 here 5. So the answer is 4 over 5.